Any opportunity to meet with a group of people is a great networking opportunity.
Okay.
It's hard to compete with that big box sometimes, so that personal relationship is incredibly important.
Yeah.
Business, fitness, it's like a pizza. How many ways can you build a pizza?
Right.
And so there's no wrong way to do it. There's just your preferred way. So it's really nice to go out and see how other people are building their pizza, so to speak.
Yeah.
No matter how good you are, there are highs and lows. And there are just some people who aren't going to like you for whatever reason. And it's because they're having a bad day, not because you aren't providing a good product.
Yeah. Welcome to the Biz Life Podcast. I am Donnie Bedore, your host. We are here to talk about the business life, not the busy life. So today I am, again, not in studio. We're in Nashville, Tennessee, and have a great guest here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'll start with my name. My name's Michelle Umphrey. I own Hotworx. I am a multi-unit franchisor in the fitness industry. I've always had a passion for fitness, and so I decided to marry my crazy idea of owning a business with my passion and figure out how to get through each day, every day.
Yeah. When did you open up?
March 16th of 2020 would be when we opened our doors to our first studio. That date rings a bell. It's because that's the day the world shut down.
That's right. Yep. Very good. Husband, kids?
I do have a husband.
Yeah.
He's not in the business, which makes for sanity.
Okay.
So we have 5 kids between us.
Okay.
Relatively new husband.
Yeah.
Interesting fact, I opened the businesses with another husband
Okay.
who's still a business partner, which can make for an interesting dynamic as well.
That's an interesting story. Yeah. Well, we don't have to dive into that.
Nah, we won't dive into that story.
How old are the kids?
Our kids range from 20 to 30. My
Okay.
2 biological children are 22 and 25.
Okay. I have a 25, 23, and 21 myself. So
Yep.
very cool. As far as the business, right? So again, this podcast is dedicated to help the entrepreneur, small, big, large, whatever, right? What are some other things that you've tied into, maybe networking groups, anything like that you're tied into that's really helped your business?
Any opportunity to meet with a group of people is a great networking opportunity. As a small business owner, so much of it is them getting to know you and taking the time to come and support you because they have a buy-in for you.
Okay.
It's hard to compete with that big box sometimes, so that personal relationship is incredibly important.
Yeah.
I would say one of the best things I did was actually joining your Chamber of Commerce in your city because those are other business owners. So you're networking for things that you need in your business, and then you're also networking for your business.
Gotcha. Okay. You were saying something earlier before we jumped on here that you were like a part of a group, or you were what was that?
So I'm an Iron Maiden.
That's it. Yeah. I was like, what was that? She's Iron Maiden. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
tell me about that.
I am a member of what's called REX, and REX stands for Roundtables for Executives.
Okay.
It's specific to the fitness industry.
Got it.
About 18 months ago, they did an exclusively female roundtable.
Okay.
So that has been a godsend as a small business owner that can feel very alone on an island sometimes.
Sure.
To be able to have a monthly meeting with other women in my industry that understand some of those challenges that we face day to day. None of us are competitors with each other. We just all are moving towards that same goal of healthy bodies that we work with. So it's a tremendous support system, but it's also a great way to get different perspective and how, there are business, fitness, it's like a pizza. How many ways can you build a pizza?
Right.
And so there's no wrong way to do it. There's just your preferred way. So it's really nice to go out and see how other people are building their pizza, so to speak.
Yeah, no, it's great. I've always said that, whenever you have other business owners, try to focus on collaboration versus competition. Right?
We do that really well. We actually partner with other fitness entities within our area because we're a great supplement to what you're already doing, or we can get you to a point that you now feel like you're able to go and do a CrossFit.
Okay.
So being that partner, because we're all in the business of helping people achieve. So why would we work in friction with each other? We want to work in unity with each other.
Yeah, for sure. So is this Hotworx, was this your first business to have? What did you do prior to Hotworx?
So prior to Hotworx, I worked in the fitness industry out of school. So I'm one of those people that actually got a degree in what they did.
Nice, okay.
My specialty was longevity. At the time, we called it aging. So when I graduated,
I identify with that.
so when I graduated from college, I had a degree in corporate fitness with a specialization in geriatrics. And my goal was to keep people independent for as long as physically possible. If we age out enough, we're going to need some form of assistance.
Sure.
The goal is to keep that assistance at bay for as long as possible.
Yeah.
So I actually opened a senior center for a city facility, the city of Carrollton. I got to open that facility from the ground up. That was an amazing experience.
Wow.
And from there, I went to work for Cooper Aerobics Center, where I got to study and learn under the godfather of aerobics, which is Kenneth Cooper, and just mega asset to the fitness industry and the health industry as a whole. So that was a pretty amazing thing. I got my start at a YMCA, though. They were advertising for personal trainers and group exercise instructors. And so in college, I started with the YMCA, got my feet wet there, learned how to work really fast and hard and wear a lot of hats, which has been my saving grace as a small business owner.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. Well, that's pretty neat. If you think back on starting your business, and I mean, 4 years now, I guess it's a little over. Well,
really, it's almost 6.
Okay.
Because when you start that business, it happens quite a ways before you open that business.
Gotcha. So what would be some golden nuggets that you've picked up along the way that you could share with another person following your path?
You don't make money at first. So you need to have assets in reserve to get you through that.
Yeah.
I could not have anticipated a worldwide pandemic that shut us down.
For sure.
I did anticipate not making money our first couple of months.
Okay.
So while that was truly the most nerve-wracking experience of my life, the one thing that I didn't worry about initially was, do we have enough money to get through this? The concern was, how long is this going to go?
Gotcha.
But we had planned to not have any type of revenue stream that was profitable for about 6 months.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big thing. I think the other thing is, no matter how good you are, there are highs and lows. And there are just some people who aren't going to like you for whatever reason. And it's because they're having a bad day, not because you aren't providing a good product.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good too. Yeah, for sure. So on where do you see the fitness industry moving? You know, you're in it as well too, right? Where do you see it moving in the next 10 years?
Ready to boost your business's impact? Fully Promoted Fort Worth is your one-stop destination for branding needs, specializing in branded apparel and promotional products. They help attract, retain, and engage customers. From custom uniforms to eye-catching items, Fully Promoted Fort Worth has you covered. Contact them today to unlock your brand's potential. 817-803-4404. Fully Promoted, your success, their passion.
Looking to elevate your office meetings, client gifting, or corporate parties? Check out Gray's Craze, your one-stop destination for delightful catering options. Imagine impressing your colleagues and clients with our large charcuterie board, carefully curated with the finest artisanal cheeses, premium meats, and an array of accompaniments. And when it comes to client gifting, nothing says thank you quite like a luxurious selection of gourmet treats designed to meet your every need. Gray's Craze, catering that leaves a lasting impression.
That is such an interesting question.
I try to come up with a few of them.
The reason being is there's so much conversation around the GLP-1s right now, right? What is that going to do? The GLP-1s, the weight loss drugs.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So what is that going to do? And so some people in fitness are like, oh, it's going to ruin the industry. And other people in fitness are like, oh, it's going to be the best thing that ever happened to the industry. It should be the best thing that ever happened to the industry.
Yeah.
Because there is no such thing as a magic pill.
True story.
And there are things with taking that medication that you very much need to do from a fitness and nutrition standpoint to get the benefit of that pill. And there are tremendous benefits with this.
Sure.
But it needs to be done ethically. It needs to be done medically supervised. And then it needs to have that layer of nutrition and wellness so that when you are losing that weight, you're not losing body mass that is essential to you, which is your muscle.
Yeah.
So it should be opening the doors for people to come in and become what they determine as being fit. And as fitness as a whole, as we have really started to evolve from what we said fitness needed to look like to really encouraging people to understand that fitness is a feeling. It can be very specific. So I'm a runner, so I can be very running fit, but I can have fitness without being running fit. And so we need to open that up and embrace that, especially for people that are just starting this journey, because we can be a very intimidating space.
Yeah.
And my goal is to take you from where you are to where you want to be to what you have become.
I love it. I love it. The cool thing about this whole thing, right? We're in Nashville, Tennessee.
Woohoo!
Right? And you're from Burleson. I'm from Burleson, right? And, of course, Taylor was like, hey, I know someone that's from Burleson. It's just right over here. I'm like, what? So, it's crazy that we're here filming in Nashville, right? Whenever our studio is just in Crowley, right down the road. So
that's awesome. I love it.
Pretty neat, right? Okay. So we're getting close to the end of the podcast here. And typically what I say is those listening to the end is probably my wife and maybe a few friends of mine, right? Or maybe your husband. So what is a funny story that you have?
A funny story that I have about fitness?
Anything.
Oh, about people just in general?
Yeah.
People don't listen. You can tell them forever. And so I'm going to pick
What'd you say?
People don't listen.
Just kidding.
I love podcasts because I know people don't listen. But the podcast, you can go back and listen again.
Yeah.
So we were open for 2 years. I have a lady that has been in our Burleson location since day one, and she was one of the first 5 people in line when we signed up for pre-sale. Yeah. So she knows Hotworx backwards, forwards, and upside down. She walked into the studio 2 years in, and she goes, I never realized the saunas had numbers on them. So, there are a lot of funny stories. That one's a sweet, funny story. It just goes to show, though, that sometimes we're irritated by something that isn't there, but it's not that it isn't there. We just haven't seen it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like whenever your kids were with you in the car while you drove, but then whenever you put them in the driver's seat, they're like, how do you get to Walmart? I'm like, bro, you've been coming to Walmart for like 15 years, right?
That might be my husband, actually.
Oh, man. Well, thank you for your time and cutting loose, Michelle, and letting us do this. I really appreciate your time.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Take care.
So if someone's interested in Hotworx, right, how do they get a hold of you?
HOTWORX.net.
Okay.
Put in your zip code.
Yeah.
There are 675 open locations in the nation.
Wow.
But of course, Burleson, Texas is always the place you want to be.
That's right. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
And again, for those that are watching, appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, share this out. It really does make a difference in the algorithm to help us grow the channel to help more people. So appreciate y'all. See you next time on the Biz Life.